Welcome back to Module 2. I'm Alex Kudinoff, helping Cherie with today's topic, and in this lesson, we're tackling something that might be your biggest daily frustration: organization. But here's what's different about this lesson. We're not going to teach you how to be organized like a neurotypical person. We're going to help you create organization systems that actually work with your ADHD brain. Let's start with why you've probably failed at organization before. And yes, I'm assuming you have, because almost every ADHD executive I work with has a graveyard of abandoned organization systems, filing cabinets they never use, color-coded systems that lasted a week, digital tools that became one more thing to manage. Here's why. Traditional organization assumes you have working memory to spare. It assumes that if you put something in a labeled folder, you'll remember it exists. It assumes you'll maintain complex systems when your executive function is depleted. For ADHD brains, these assumptions are fantasies. Your brain works differently. When something is out of sight, it literally ceases to exist for you. This isn't carelessness. It's neurology. Your working memory is already managing so much that it can't hold on to where things are information. So let's talk about what actually works. After years of coaching ADHD executives, we have identified 4 principles that make the difference between systems that stick and systems that fail. First, visual accessibility. If you can't see it, it doesn't exist. Second, the good enough standard. Organization serves outcomes, not perfection. Third, one capture point. Everything new goes to one trusted place first. Fourth, flexible simplicity. Simple enough to maintain, flexible enough to evolve. These aren't just nice ideas, they're non-negotiables for ADHD organization success. Let's dive into visual accessibility. I had a client, a CFO, who kept missing important documents because they were filed properly in drawers. We moved her current projects to wall-mounted clear folders. Suddenly, she never missed a deadline. Why? Because her ADHD brain could see what needed attention. This doesn't mean cluttering your space. It means strategic visibility. The 3 projects you're actively working on? Visible. The reference materials you need once a month, those can be filed away. Your brain needs to see what's active and important, not everything you own. Now, the good enough standard. This might be the most important principle. I want you to really hear this. Organization is not the goal. Your outcomes are the goal. Being an effective leader, getting to meetings prepared, delivering results, that's what matters. Perfect organization that takes 2 hours a day to maintain, that's actually failure. A messy desk where you can find anything in 30 seconds, that's success. One executive told me he spent years feeling shame about his disorganized office. Then we realized he could find any document faster than his organized colleagues. His system looked chaotic, but it worked. That's good enough. Actually, that's excellent. The one capture point principle saves ADHD brains from decision fatigue. When new information comes in, an idea, a task, a document, where does it go? If you have to decide each time, you'll either freeze or lose things. Instead, everything goes to one place first. For physical items, maybe it's an inbox on your desk. For digital, maybe it's a single folder called Inbox. For thoughts, maybe it's one notebook. You don't organize in the moment of capture. You capture first, organize later when your brain is ready. Finally, flexible simplicity. Your organization system needs to be simple enough that you can maintain it when you're exhausted, stressed, or distracted. But it also needs to flex with your changing needs. I worked with a CEO whose projects varied wildly in scope. Rigid systems always broke. So we created what she calls her accordion system. It expands when she has complex projects, contracts when things are simple. The core structure stays the same, but it breathes with her work. Now, let's apply these principles to your physical space. First, forget everything you've been told about clean desks and minimalism. Your ADHD brain might need more visual cues than a neurotypical brain. Start with zones. Create a launch pad. This is where everything for tomorrow gets staged tonight. When your morning executive function is low, everything's ready to grab. Your active project zone should have your current work visible, not scattered, but visible. Use vertical space, walls, stands, clipboards. Your brain can scan vertical surfaces easier than horizontal piles. The reference zone holds things you need occasionally. These can be in drawers or filing cabinets because you'll deliberately retrieve them, not need to remember them. And your capture point, this is sacred. One inbox, one notebook, one place where everything lands first. No decisions in the moment, just capture. A marketing director I worked with went from chronic disorganization to having what she calls her command center. 3 vertical file holders for active projects, 1 inbox for everything new. A launch pad by the door, that's it. Simple, visible, flexible. She's maintained it for 2 years because it works with her brain. You might be thinking, but my office has to look professional. Here's the truth. A system that helps you deliver results is professional. A beautiful office where you can't find anything is not. This week, experiment with one physical change. Maybe it's creating a launch pad. Maybe it's making your current projects visible. Pick one principle and apply it to one area. Notice how it feels to work with your brain instead of against it. In Part 2, we'll dive into digital organization and show you how to create systems that support your success without overwhelming your executive function.